Hello and welcome to episode 71 of Daryl Show Your Work. So, in this episode, I wanted to cover some software assurance techniques. So, starting out, I wanted to go over some static code analysis using the mobsf. All right, so what mobsf is short for is actually Mobile Security Framework. All right, so what the mobile security framework is, it's a framework for mobile application penetration testing, malware analysis, and security assessment. It supports both static and dynamic analysis, but in this video, I'm just going to be covering the static analysis. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to run a Docker command here to perform some analysis, some static analysis of a Android application, and it's going to create a Docker container for us. All right, so I'm going to say sudo or Docker run -it -rm -p 8000 security. Okay, so again, this is a Docker command. Again, it's gonna set up a site where it can perform some static analysis for an Android application, and I'm doing this again by creating a Docker container. So this is going to take some time, so you have to bear with me here. All right, let me give it my password. All right. So while this is building here, I just want to give a high level definition of what Docker is. And Docker, it's going to allow me to run applications in isolated environments called containers, which are lightweight and easy to manage. So think of like many virtual instances. Okay. All right, so just gotta wait for this to finish downloading, so I could then be able to access the site that is that's building for us, and I'm going to show how when I'm building here can then um, analyze the mobile application for any sort of security flaws within its coding. I'm going to has a few more parts here to download and then install. The download takes the longest. The install is pretty fast once it downloads it. All right. So now all the downloads complete. So just gotta wait for basically to install the components, which shouldn't take as long. Yeah, as you can see, it's moving pretty fast now. All right. Wait for it to get loaded here. All right. So I'm gonna go to my web browser here. All right. So our instance should be located at http://localhost, and it's going to be on port um, 8000, I believe. Okay. Still not. Okay, still may not be ready. Just gotta give it a little bit more time. Okay, let's see what's going on. Let's go back here. See, I'm gonna try something just to make sure. Taking us to the right place here. It could be that it's not ready, but I just want to double check some things. Okay. All right. Looks like we have progress. All right. All right. Now I'm there. Okay. So I'm at I'm inside of our outside of our site here. So all right. So I'm going to log in. All right. Now I need to upload the actual the source code for the Android application for to conduct a static analysis. So I'm gonna go to my home directory, and I believe it's in my documents folder. It is. It's called sieve. So let's upload that. All right, so we can see here that it's giving me some feedback here within the dashboard or the user interface. So if I let's say that I wanted all of this as a neat little tidy report, I would just go over here to the left to PDF report. All right, so you can see it loaded that up for me. So just to give a high level overview. So it's basically it's telling me that my application here, this Android application, has a high risk score in terms of its overall security and its source code. Going down a little bit, so it tells me it's found 8 high vulnerabilities, 12 medium vulnerabilities, and, it says 2 as far as informing me of some things. But this 8 and this 12 is something that would need to be addressed by quickly by the developer. And it's just kind of giving me an overview of what those findings were. So we can see here in the red, dangerous, dangerous. So looking at this, you essentially you get the point of how this works. So basically, this allows a developer to go in, read the report, and see what areas need to be rectified as far as security and the severity levels of the application or overall grade that is assigned. All right, so I'm going to save this and let's see. Where do I want to save it? I am going to save it. Um, let's see. I'm gonna just save it here in my downloads. All right, then we're just gonna name this after the application itself. Save, then save. All right. So I wanted to show too the reason why this is so important. The type of by having a analysis, a code analysis like this, why it's important. And then I forgot, I wanted to give a high level overview of what static code analysis actually is. So static code analysis is when we take the source code that's currently not in use of an application, and we use an we could use an automated process like this to kind of go through, check the source code line by line and find any sort of security flaws that our security team, or rather our development team, would need to go in and tighten up, versus a dynamic um, um, code review or code inspection would be if we were to actually have the code running, and we would try to then find flaws in the code as it's running, or as the process is running. So this is static code review, since I did not actually execute the file, and I just basically used this Docker instance or image to then conduct the code analysis and to give us that security feedback. But moving on, I wanted to show too why this is important, and what type of attacks or vulnerabilities this will help us to avoid. All right, so in order to do that, I'm going to navigate simply to just localhost. All right, we're going to take us to a page just at localhost. Okay, so this is a DNS lookup, simple DNS lookup application, but it's vulnerable to an attack known as a OS vulnerability injection. And this is caused by sending unsanitized data to the PHP function that executes shell commands. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here. All right, so I'm going to enter in, all right, I'm going to test this out, the vulnerability for this, by saying semicolon ID and see if it returns me anything. All right, so I'm just typing this simple Linux command, lookup. All right, so the idea is when you enter your domain name, the website tries to find the IP address associated with it. The semicolon is treated as a command terminator, and everything written after it is considered to be part of a separate command. So it appears that the server ignored the semicolon operator and treated the ID command as a domain name. So this implies that the website filters out a user input. If programmers escape special characters and operators manually instead of using libraries built for this purpose, chances are a workaround can be found to bypass the filtering. So let's try to do that. So I'm going to try to bypass the filtering of the special character and use a different special character. So instead of using a semicolon, let's try this time. I'm gonna say ampersand. I'm gonna say ampersand. Who am I? All right. So let's say if my theory is true, and they're just, and they're just filtering out the special characters manually. Let's see if they forgot ampersand. So no, they didn't. So no, see, it's still telling me it's not going to allow the who am I. All right, I'm gonna try one more to see if my theory is true. Let's see. Let's try to do. I'm gonna try to do pipe and then ID. All right, let's see what that gives us. Bam. All right, so we can see that it gives me the user ID and permissions, the group ID and permissions, and then the groups permissions that it's in. Okay, so we can see that this is what an OS a command injection looks like. So let's take a look at the code that's responsible for this issue. I'm going to open up another terminal here so we could take a look. All right, let me maximize that. All right, so the code for this, for that DNS tool is located. I'm gonna do sudo, and I'm gonna go inside my text editor, and it is located at var www, and the name of it is index.php. Okay, so let's take a look inside of there. All right, gotta give it my password. All right, so I'm gonna scroll all the way down to the bottom here. It's not too many lines because that's where the issue is residing. All right, so you see here right here where it says string replace. All right, so we specifically have an instance where they're just escaping just two special characters, um where we have ampersand and a semicolon. All right, so this is a problem. All right, so by only filtering these, it's going to basically allow for the execution of everything else. All right, so any other special character that I run, any other command that has a special character in it, it would execute it, and that's problematic if I'm writing malicious code into your text box. Well, just as long as I don't have any ampersand and semicolon in there, it could possibly execute. All right, so again, using libraries opposed to just escaping characters one character at a time is recommended. All right, so that brings me to the end of my video. The short one. I just wanted to basically show how we could create something as simple as a Docker image to run a small instance to where we can conduct that manual static code review. All right, of a mobile application to see if there were any security errors within it, where we found several, I believe 20, 8 high and 12 medium. All right, and then I wanted to show why that was important by showing what a vulnerable application looks like, and specifically what a OS command injection looks like, and how that can be problematic if proper sanitation is not done with those text boxes, where you can enter your data. And then wanted to take a look at the actual code to show where that error was occurring, which is on these lines right here, which basically attempt to filter out only two special characters, but ignoring any others potential special characters that can be executed from that text box. So please like, subscribe, and share. Most importantly, show your work. And until next time, take care of yourself and God bless.